Hey guys, hope you're all having an amazing day today. GameStop earnings came out and it's looking like the company had a pretty solid earnings report. I am really digging GameStop's performance during this quarter, not gonna lie. We are gonna be diving in and going over the document covering all the things that you most likely overlooked or missed out on that nobody else is talking about, because trust me, there is some stuff on this earnings report that defies what a lot of the general investor sentiment has been saying. There's a lot of really good stuff in here and we need to break it all down. But first, I want to take a moment and invite you over to our Discord. We have been killing it over there, and that's not me exaggerating. If you are serious about investing or day trading or even swing trading, come check us out. I know every other Discord sounds the same, but unlike them, I have everything opened up for you guys so that you can see for yourself how the alerts work and how the general performance of the Discord has been. I mean, we are at a point where like over 82% of our members report making a profit, and that's them saying it on the poll. That's not me. So come check us out. There's gonna be a link on a pinned comment. Click it, come say hi, and yeah. So let's get started. Let's just start out by just reading the financial disclosure of the third quarter of 2023 so that we have something tangible to go from. Net sales were $1.78 billion for this time period compared to the $1.18 billion in the prior year's third quarter. Selling, general, and administrative expenses were $296.5 million compared to last year's $387.9 million. This is the big one right here, people. Check this out. Net loss was $3.1 million for the period compared to the net loss of $94.7 million for the prior year's third quarter. This is another big win for GameStop. Cash equivalents, and marketable securities were $1.21 billion at the close of the quarter, and the long-term debt remains limited to one low-interest unsecured term loan associated with the French government. So now that we rounded up all the data, I want to say that revenue expectations slightly missed, but it was still in the ballpark of expectations though. It came out at $1.78 billion, like I said, versus the estimated $1.18 billion that Wall Street expected, I guess. I am not really concerned over that. The net loss was phenomenal in my opinion, coming in at $3.1 million compared to last year's third quarter, which came out at a massive $94.7 million. That's a huge win for GameStop. That alone can raise solid arguments for the company's short-term future. Cash on hand increased as well, which was another big win for the company. Last quarter, I want to say that they had, what was it, around $1.19 billion or so, and then this quarter they increased that number to $1.21 billion cash on hand, which was great. This is what I was talking about yesterday when I said that I wanted to see GameStop reducing the operational cost as much as possible. So as far as I can see, GameStop delivered on 2 out of 3 areas. One was the cutting costs, right? So that was a surprising blowout. That was amazing. And then on raising their cash on hand, which even though it wasn't that much, it was still something. Sadly though, they did miss out on sales, which kind of takes away from the blowout that they could have had. I'm gonna keep it 100% with you guys always. I do not care if any of you want to nail me on a cross for saying this, but GameStop has to be on top of their game going forward, right? They have to grow those sales numbers. As good as those other 2 factors, those other 2 key components are, and I'm not trying to take away from them, sales is by far the most important one out of them all, and it's disappointing to see them struggling with it. Now, you must understand something as well. This is by far the worst quarter to deal with in terms of retail, so it does make sense that GameStop had weakness on that side of the revenue, but I still want to see them performing well. I mean, they are about an inch away from like having a profitable year in 2023. So like on the next quarterly earnings report, they have to have a blowout because they really are that close. So the net sales were down, and that's a bad thing. I'm not trying to take away from that either, but when we step back, and it's always important to step back and look at the entire picture, do not let some headlines from, Wall Street paid wannabe journalists deceive you. EPS isn't everything. When you actually step back and look at the entire picture, when you look at the GameStop earnings report as a company stands and you crunch down all the numbers, yeah, the net sales were bad, and that's a huge focus that GameStop needs to address. But like the SG&A expenses were down significantly, that was a big one. The net loss was down as well, and cash was good. Overall, I want to say that this company's looking pretty well. I'm not gonna lie, it's looking stable, and that's the most important thing. Because just thinking 2 years back, Wall Street was obsessed with the idea of driving in the narrative that GameStop was a dying company and that within a year or two they were going to be out, and that's not happening. The company's showing strength, it's showing resilience. They're growing the amount of cash that they have on hand. Yes, they do have a lot of challenges that they are dealing with, but so far as I can see, on the balance sheets, it's looking pretty solid. GameStop looks stable, and the fact that they have no debt, that's a huge win. That I don't think people realize how important not having debt is for a company like this, because like most companies that are similar shoes, that they have a lot of debt, and that debt alone is what's going to pretty much stake them out. So when GameStop's sitting pretty with over $1.2 billion cash on hand, with no debt, they missed out on sales by a little bit, but if you want to be like overly judgmental on a company like this, go at it. But overall, I don't think it was that big of a deal. It was disappointing, but it wasn't like a huge letdown. So when I look at GameStop overall, I'm pretty pleased with the way it is. I do want to see them perform better, and I want to hear from the board, because honestly, I think they've been way too silent. I know in yesterday's video, there were a lot of people in the comment section disagreeing with me about that. They were saying, hey, Ryan Cohen has a plan, but he cannot say it because people are going to try to, on Wall Street, they're going to try to sabotage it, and because of that, Ryan Cohen can't be direct with investor communications. And I disagree with that. I think Ryan Cohen can step up and say, hey, so this is how the company is performing, these are our plans, we want to do this and that, we're going to be focusing on growing sales on this sector and this sector, we're going to be moving towards this kind of technology, towards this kind of market, this is what we want to do. He doesn't need to give us an entire detailed layout of what GameStop wants to do, but a general idea would be amazing. So yeah, the company is about an inch away from beating earnings for the entire year, and that's a pretty freaking W for me. So congrats to GameStop. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys about was the DRS thing, because it would appear that nobody DRS their shares during this quarter, and that's wrong. Every single day you look through subreddits covering GameStop, right, like Supersonic, GME only, even on Twitter, you'll see dozens of people taking screenshots of their own purchases of GameStop shares through ComputerShare. So when GameStop files with the SEC and it doesn't appear that anyone DRS their shares, we know that's wrong. So something's up. The Supersonic was kind of freaking out about it, and I was wondering what you guys think about that. Personally, I saw an explanation trying to say that the DTCC, it's the way that the DTCC sort of has companies like GameStop report these numbers, not reflecting the real data due to the way that they want to format the numbers, right? So it's in a way it's always going to be hidden, but it's not on purpose, if that makes any sense, right? It's just the way they format the numbers. That was one attempt at, explaining what was happening that I saw on the subreddit. But everyone else was sort of like, we want to hear from Ryan Cohen. And I agree. I would like to think that the company is, looking out for their investors, and they're kind of like in the know that people are kind of like raising questions about what's going on with that, and that Ryan Cohen will come out and like sort of elaborate a little bit more on that later on. Outside of that, I think it was a solid earnings report. Even though the stock price has been falling in the after hours, I don't really care. I'm here for the long term. I don't care if it falls like $10 today. The sales data was disappointing, but also it wasn't that big of a deal. It was right around, what it was expected out to be, and everything else was amazing. So I'm not really concerned about that. GameStop is looking pretty solid. It's looking pretty stable, and that's all that matters. That's what I wanted to see. And the last thing that I wanted to go over with you guys, and I'm going to be sounding like a broken recorder on this, but if you like making money, whether it's you're waiting for MOAs or you just enjoy day trading overall, I need you guys to be real for a minute. If you guys are in the need for a strong knit community, if you guys are looking to make solid income through long-term investments and need help developing a strategy on what to buy to enjoy both capital appreciation on your stocks along with dividend income, we got you on that. Hit me up on Discord. Just join. Just hit the link in the pinned comment. Seriously, stop putting it up. I get a lot of people saying, hey, the link wasn't working, or I just don't know about any sort of like investor community. I've been burned before. I just want to let you guys know that that's not going to happen in our Discord. We have I want to say like nearly 2,000 members, and last time I checked the numbers, it appeared that 82% of the people are making profits. We run a poll every single day. It's just automatic. It's a bot that we have in the server. And it appears that around 82% of the people, the members that participate in day trading, make money. Outside of that, we have everyone on long-term investments as well. We look at ETFs, the most solid ones, whether it's capital appreciation ones or whether you're looking for like something more income-based related, right? You're looking for something to make money out of you want to get paid essentially. You want to receive cash dividend payouts. We have that available for you guys. We have a whole bunch of lists, a whole bunch of books available for you guys to download for free. We have a large and growing community. We have educational material. We have everything. So if you guys are looking for a place to like grow, honestly, as an investor, as a day trader, we have that available for you. Just join the Discord. It's free for everyone. Like, what's the worst that can happen? You go in, you don't like it, and leave. Like, come on and check it out. You're not gonna get burned. You're gonna like it, I promise. Outside of that, just let me know what you guys think about the video. Comments down below. What do you guys think is happening with the DRS thing? Just give me some ideas, because like I'm honestly lost. I'm thinking about hitting up the DTCC and figuring out what's happening, because like honestly, this is really, really weird. But outside of that, thank you all so much for watching this video through its end, and I hope to see you on the next one.